Hi, I'm Kim Victoria, artist and owner of Highlander Celtic Stamps. And today I'm going to show you some rubber stamping techniques using different kinds of bubble wrap. I have a bunch of different bubble wraps here. So let me show you what I've got. And of course we have the really large size. These are about 1.25 inch size bubbles. And it's basically smooth on one side and the bubbles are on the other. Medium size, this is probably the most common. These bubbles are, 3/8 of an inch. And sometimes you find it in white or clear. And then there's the teeny tiny little bubbles. And they're all very handy that way. And then there's some different types now. You can get bubble envelopes that are more of a smooth on both sides. This one's also a smooth on both sides. They're like little pillows in between two layers. And this one I think I got from some kind of computer part. So there's different places you can go to get bubble wrap that maybe is a little bit different. There's you can check out like a computer repair place to get something that's a little different like that. So let's see what we can do with these. And of course you can have them popped or unpopped. So you can use them either way. And let's do a couple and see what they look like. So these are our most common bubbles right here. And you can just use them as a background. You see right away how different they look, whether they are popped or unpopped. And you can just use your fingers or you can use a brayer. And this is your result. So you could get kind of a fun background using the bubble wrap. So that's your pop side. You can see how there's a lot of texture in there. It's kind of fun. It's not the most common way I use it. We'll get to that. And here is, let's see, I popped some of this. So you can have fun popping. You can do it that way or one at a time, or you can recruit your kids to have fun popping things. There we go. I'll just use my fingers this time. All right. And there we have unpopped and popped. I guess a few of them got popped, but that makes it interesting. So check it out. That's fun. Now that's if you're using it as a background. These give you a completely different result. That one's a little more even. And I know this one. This one's very cool. This might be better with a brayer. There we go. Look at that one. That gives you more of a brick kind of texture. Matter of fact, if you did it in a brick color, that could be a really good background. And this stuff's free. Let's see, there was one more here. Let's try that one out. Oh, now that one is very solid. Let's see what kind of texture we get with that. That's kind of messy. All right, that one loses the bubble wrap competition. And then we've got our big one here. Let's go ahead and try one with the big one. Okay, some of these are popped. You can already see some of that texture happening. Let's go on a little angle here. Yeah, and you're going to get inky fingers a little bit, but that's okay. How's that? Let's see. We can use it up. Very different, huh? The way I use bubble wrap the most is for foxing, antiquing, creating a parchment-like effect, edging, swiping, and rubbing. So let's go over a few of those. This is a piece of popped, your kind of standard 3/8 inch bubble wrap. And what I do is after it's popped, I wad it up and create kind of a nice little bunch. So here's an example of turning some plain beige paper, cardstock, into parchment-y kind of paper. And you can vary how hard you tap. You tap it into the ink and then just very lightly, or start heavier on the edge and go lighter into the center so that your center stays more pale in comparison. This particular ink is the Ranger Holtz Distress ink in linen on some cream cardstock. So you could stop there. Or on this one, what I did is I went forward with some of the Vintage Photo Distress. And on this one, I really concentrate more on the edges. Very light touch. You make sure that wad stays loose. You can get as heavy-handed or keep it light as you prefer. This gives it that really nice foxing effect, that aged feeling. And of course, you can swipe into it and look at that edge that you get. What I love about bubble wrap is that it's just non-absorbent at all. So the ink sits on top of that plastic surface, and you save a lot of ink because it winds up on your paper instead of on your applicator. So how's that? Here's some card folder. That is how much it changed. That's what it looked like before, was just that real simple cream, and now it's got a lot more texture and interest. This looks great on other colors as well. And of course, you can take your background card folder, and by all means, do the same thing. So this is the way I use bubble wrap the most, is for this kind of texturing. Here's an example of a card where I created a parchment-like effect just on beige cardstock, and here's this same beige creating that little border. Here's one with a little more oranges and colors going on in it. And of course, this was a textured card. It was from one of those collections of textured card folders. And I just added some green bubble wrap foxing effect. Make it a little more interesting. So this is how I use bubble wrap, and mostly I use this size, but I also use this really small size also, because that can give you a more delicate look. And I invite you to get yourself some free rubber stamping texturing tools with bubble wrap and have some fun with it. I mean, you can really go wild and have a lot of different variety, different feelings of textures, go really light, go really heavy, create some cool backgrounds. Let me know what you think. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.